Hey PoE homies, J-War here with another video. So today I want to talk to you guys about the Strand strategy I've been doing, and I've kind of decided to do the strategy as a result of a change in the PoE market for Delirium Orbs, right? So I noticed I've been trying to do some juice strategies lately, and I noticed a jump in the price of Delirium Orbs I've been buying, so I kind of said, well, at this price, I'm just going to farm myself. So we threw together a Strand strategy, and those guys don't know we run Strand because it's a really long map layout, which allows for a lot of Delirium rewards to be had from Delirium Mirrors. And Delirium Mirror rewards usually drop Delirium Orbs. So yeah, we came with the Strand strategy, and we're getting about 7 reward tiles every time we go for the every map we do, and we usually end up getting around 60 to 100 splinters, and usually a Delirium Orb or two every map we run. I think we average about 1 Delirium Orb per map, which is pretty good actually. They're going for 20C minimum right now, and then all the other stuff we get from the map, and it came out to be a pretty good strategy. So I just want to share this with you guys. If you were looking at doing some juiced mapping, personally, this is what I decided to do because I wasn't going to buy the orbs at that price, and I kind of said, well, I could just make pretty good money just selling orbs at this price and ditch the other farming strategy I was doing. So I came up with this, and I think it's really interesting, and I think it could be really good as a strategy for some people that want to do some low investment farming. It comes out to about 10C per map, the Sextant really being the most expensive part. The Delirium Mirror Sextant for use goes for about 45C, and that is through Rusted Scarabs in, which are kind of mandatory to get up to 7 rewards per map. Yeah, the reason I chose the strat, and I think it's something to note that's really good, that I usually try to do when I'm looking at the PoE market and deciding on what I'm going to do in the game. A really good thing to do if you're looking at what should I do in the game, what's going to be the most profitable, is put yourself in the supplier position. If you're going to farm something, right? Well, people want to do all this delirious map farming, right? Well, they need delirium orbs to do that. So instead of just jumping on the bandwagon and buying delirium orbs for really expensive prices because they're in really high demand, be the person that supplies them, right? That's what I started to do. And sometimes when you do the strategy, you can actually outrun the mirror or the fog in your delirium map. As you can see right here, I'm just waiting to proceed when the fog gets ahead of me. It takes a second. Usually there it goes. Finally. So you gotta watch out with that when you're doing this strategy. And yeah, that's about the only other thing I wanted to mention before we just jump right into the profit and all the other stuff. So, all right, let's get into it. Alright guys, so let's look at the breakdown and excellence here. I got really lucky with Divine Orbs this map. It was kind of weird actually. With this run I did 40 maps, we got 3 Divine Orbs, which is really strange, but I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take 2 out for the final analysis of our cost. I think 1 Divine Orb and like 30 maps of pretty good juice is reasonable. I think 3 is a little bit like, yeah, that's just lucky. But we'll take those out. And the other thing I really want to look at here is the Delirium Orbs. So I want to note something here, and I have an adjusted price in our breakdown for Delirium Orbs because Skittering Delirium Orbs and Diviners aren't really the ones I want to look at. All the other ones are going for, we can kind of ignore Fine Delirium Orbs too. But I had 42 other Delirium Orbs in here besides those 3, which are the more expensive ones, right? And I made an adjustment to the price and the breakdown because it's showing 7C here on Excellence, but they're worth at least 20C right now with the price increase. And as you can notice, the reason why I decided to do this farm is if you notice the price, look at the price increases here from Excellence. Everything is going way up in price, right? This is part of the reason I decided to do this strat, mainly because I'm probably going to actually use these myself. I'm not even going to sell them. But the price was getting crazy, and I said, you know what, I'll do a farming strategy showing people a good way to farm these because the price is so good, but I'll probably end up just using it myself, right? So let me show you guys here on the trade website. As you can see, the prices for Divine Orbs, if you're looking to buy a decent amount of them at one time, right, 10 of just about any kind of the cheapest orbs are going for at least 20C, right? So this is for just about any type of Delirium Orb. The same is true if you buy them in Chaos. You get some for 16C, but there's only like a handful of people selling with that amount, and they don't have very many of them, right? That's only like 60 Divine Orbs total on the market that are under that price. They're probably just price fixing. And we picked up a lot of other stuff on the way. You get a lot of simulacrums doing this as well. It could be pretty good for that. You're going to get anywhere from 60 to 100 splinters per map out of 40 maps, right? So it's checks out about right there, I think. Maybe we got a little bit more per map. And those are going to 70C each, which is pretty good. Alright, so let's get into the profit and the cost for these in our spreadsheet. Looking at the cost here, it's 45C per a Deli Mirror 4-use Sextant. That's basically all you need. And then Scarabs, I put 4C per map. The only one, you might be able to get Legion for like 1.5C per, but it's basically like 4C for each Scarab. 1C each for the 4 Scarabs we use. So about 4C per map. So we're looking at about, what, 49.50C per map. It doesn't really change very much if you have to pay 2C for a Legion Scarab. I didn't bother to do it for the ease of math. It doesn't really change the cost of much at all. So, we did 40 maps here, not a lot, but you know, they take a while to do. So the calculation was it took about 2.66 hours, 160 minutes to do these 4 maps, or these 40 maps at 4 minutes per map. So pretty good. Small sample size here, I do know, but we came up with something like 17.23 divines, right? And I adjusted this because let me show you how I did the adjustment here. We had 42 orbs that were not fine, or skittering orbs, which are actually going to be worth a little bit more themselves too, but let me go over to this, right? So we had 42 orbs, and it was 7C each in excellence, but that really comes out to a difference of 13C for, you know, for 20 minus 7. So we're looking at a 13C difference there in the price of what they should be, right? So if we do 42 times 13 equals 246 chaos, and let's divide that by 200, right? So 2.73, and that takes us right about to 20 divines, right? Right about to 20 divines. A nice round number for us there. I think in the spreadsheet I had 19.89 or something instead, which is basically, you know, same thing, more or less. Okay, so we had 19.89 total divines, or about 20 divines total divine in profits. So we take out our cost, which is about 3 divines. We just do 3 divines off of that. It's going to take us to 16. And then I took out the 2 divine drop that we got. Because we got 3 divine drops, I took out 2 of them because I think that was really just lucky. You could maybe expect to get 1 during that period of time, but definitely not 3. That was just really lucky. So we took all those out of the calculation for profit per hour. And then the cost, or the time of running the maps, was 2.66 hours. So we take our profit, 14.89 here, divided by 2.66, and we got 5.59 divines per hour, right? So pretty good there. Pretty good there. And yeah, it's just a really solid farming strategy. I was surprised that it made quite this much. You know, I think anywhere from 4 to 6 divines per hour right now is really good. Some of the best strategies are pushing, you know, without ludicrous drops included in their calculations. Some of the best strategies are pushing 7 plus, maybe close to 10 divines. But 5.59, almost 6 divines per hour is really solid for a farming strategy. So I thought it was pretty good. So I want to make a video about it and show you guys, especially because it's kind of time sensitive right now, as these delirium orbs are really high demand right now and the prices are going up quite a lot. So it's definitely a good farm to do, to be the people that are supplying, or be the person that is supplying the delirium orbs, or farming the delirium orbs to supply the people doing the juice stuff, right? So it's looking more profitable to be the supplier now than even running the juice stuff, because the juice stuff is in such high demand. So really good farming strategy there as far as the profit per hour. And real quick, we just go over the Atlas passive tree for the strat. Okay, so the Atlas passive tree for the Strat is pretty straightforward. I was really just trying to put as much monsters on the map for a pretty cheap cost as I could, right? One mistake I'm already noticing here is we don't want double progress towards Eater Worlds. We're taking a long time to do the maps. This isn't really a map rushing strategy where we're trying to get a lot of maps per hour or anything. So I'd probably take that out, and it's going to give you 3 points to put somewhere else. You could just put it into maybe shrines or more delirium chances, or maybe even just probably these actually. Additional reward type would be really good actually to put the points here actually. So if I had to make an adjustment to the strategy, which I'll probably include in the PoE planner version I link, but yeah, I take those 3 points out and I put them right here for an additional reward type, which give you even more chance of those delirium orbs, making the strategy even better. So that's something cool you could do, and probably should do, that I'll include in the PoE planner tree version of the video in the description. So that being said, we went for these delirium things over here. This is just going to be more splinter, more reward types for delirium encounters, right? We don't really care about these layers of delirium and cluster jewel drops. We're not really going for those. And we also don't care about the chance to contain a mirror of delirium. So that's why we'd only take these 3 points and not that last one, because we're going to be forcing it on the map with our sextant, right? And then we just went for harbingers for some free monsters in the map, some strong boxes for some free strong box monsters, shrines just to add again more monsters, and I think we also wanted a chance for Legion, right? So I wanted this 4% chance for another Legion encounter, because that helps out a lot in getting our delirium rewards up, our delirium bars up, right? More so than a lot of these other ones for Legion. That's what we went with there, and then altars obviously were really good as well to add a lot of monsters to the map. That's about it. We unblocked basically everything. I didn't want to do anything that would slow us down in the map. Sacred Grove, Expedition, not really. Metamorph, we probably could have unblocked Metamorph. Blight probably slows the strategy down a little too much, but we did do Ritual, Rituals are pretty quick, and they add a lot of monsters to the map too. So that was basically all the stuff we did. We did some Abyss nodes here as well, really just the stuff to add more monsters to the map for free to get our delirium wards up to 7. And I will say, with this strategy, we're basically hitting 7 rewards every single map, which is a pretty good amount to hit. It felt really comfortable. So the amount of time we spent on each map versus the amount of rewards we got to seemed to be in a really nice spot with this strategy, as we basically just get to 7 rewards every time, and the maps didn't take too terribly long, and I feel like that was a really good spot to be in for this type of farming strategy and for the amount of investment we were putting in. We weren't making maps take like, 5-10 minutes each and try to get to like 8, 9, 10 rewards, but we got them to 7 rewards each time and did so pretty effective. So it felt pretty good, honestly. So yeah, that's the Atlas passive tree, and I think it's the last thing really to go over in the video. This is set up. Obviously, I'll leave a link in the description. Give this one a try if you guys want to do a pretty low investment strat. Strand is pretty fun. It's kind of performance based, right? You got to kind of manage the delirium mirror, go fast enough to compete with keeping up with it. It's kind of a fun strategy to do, and I definitely recommend it. It's pretty good money right now. So hope you guys like this one, and thanks for watching.